Hi everyone, it's Bev DeBono with Tuesday's Tip. Today I have a really great page called the L page. And the reason it's called an L page is because the strips are in shapes of an L. And you can make this page over and over and over, and it looks different each time. And it's really a very quick and easy page to make. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'd also just want to point out that, and these of course are with different papers, but if you can face your L in many different directions so that if these were matching, that they would match. You could also have them both go in the bottom direction, or one at the bottom and one at the top. So it's a very versatile layout. And as far as putting photos on this and where to put the mats, here's just a quick tip on these. This is a Christmas one that I had done, and I'm just using mats from the Seasonal Sightings mat pack, and then just adding them on to the page where I'm going to put my photos. So you see you have a really nice design in the background and then a really great spot for your photos. So let's get started. What you're going to need is a cardstock for your background, and then you need a designer paper that has a big contrast on the other side. So I'm using this from Tropic Time Pack because one side is very bright and the other side has a very sharp contrast, and this is just little turquoise dots on it, so it will turn out really pretty. All you're going to need is your 12-inch trimmer, and let's get started. These strips alternate between 1-inch strips and 1/2-inch strips, 1-inch strips and 1/2-inch strips, and then this is just a 7x7 square. So to start, you want to place your designer paper. I'm actually just going to put this here, and I'm going to lay it on here so you can see how it goes. I'm going to put my designer paper at the 1-inch mark on my trimmer on the right-hand side. The reason I'm using the right-hand side is because I have a lot more paper to hold on to on the left, and I can really stabilize it. Now, I'm not cutting all the way through this paper. I'm going to cut it on an L shape. So let's put it all the way to the top at the 1-inch mark on the right-hand side. And I'm going to stop cutting when I get to the 11-inch mark because I want to cut a 1-inch strip. So I'm going to stop at the 11-inch mark. And how do I find the 11-inch mark? Well, it's where the bottom of my housing unit, which holds my blade, there's a 1-inch piece from where the blade actually cuts to the end of the paper. So when this end of the housing hits the end of the paper, that is stopping at the 1-inch. And we're not cutting all the way through. So let's start. We're at the 1-inch mark. We're going to start all the way at the top and then bring our housing down just until we get to the 11-inch mark, but our housing comes to the 12. We're not cutting all the way through. Okay, so let's start. Press down, end where the paper meets the housing. Turn to the left. Again, put it at the 1-inch mark. This time, start all the way at the bottom. And then we're going to end when we get to this little strip here. We're going to end 1 inch from the top. And we're going to end right when our white line on our housing, our white line on the housing meets the strip of paper that we're cutting. So start all the way to the bottom and then go up to where the white line meets your strip. And I have a nice L. I'm going to do it in this direction. I'm lining it up on this mat so you can see it. My next piece is the 1/2 inch cut. So I'm going to put my paper at the 1/2 inch mark at the top. And I'm going to start just about the 1/2 inch down from the top, which is about just above these small little grid lines here. I'm going to start, that's where I'm going to end. So I'm going to start all the way at the top, and my paper is ending at 11. So I want my blade to stop at 10.5. So I'm going to put a binder clip at 11.5, and that's where I'm going to stop. Lift it up, turn to the left. You see we did not cut all the way through. Put it at the 1/2 inch mark again. Remove your binder clip, start all the way at the bottom, and go up to the top right where your white line meets your cut. And that is your 1/2 inch. Then we're doing the 1 inch again. Put your paper back in at the 1 inch mark. And the paper here is ending at 10.5. So we're going to put our binder clip at 11.5. Start all the way at the top. Come down to 11.5. Turn your paper. And I actually cut that a little too far. Not to worry. I'm going to put this back together all the way from the bottom, and that's going to go up to that line there. Okay, so I might just cut that one again, or I'm just going to do a little overlap. And that is your 1 inch. Now we're going to do the 1/2 inch again. So we're going to start all the way at the top and come down to where the paper is 9.5 inches. So I want a 1/2 inch cut. So I'm going to put my binder clip at 10. And I'm going to end right there. Lift it up, turn my paper to the left again. 1/2 inch mark, remove the binder clip, go all the way up to where it meets the 1/2 inch mark. And there you have your other 1/2 inch section. Now, if you want to put a piece in the middle section, then you would need to cut the remainder piece at 7 by 7. So I'm going to cut this at 7 inches. And then again at 7 inches. And now it's time to assemble. So just those few cuts and it's time to assemble. Let's get our cardstock. And I'm going to alternate the direction that these L's are going. So I'm going to have a print, and then I'm going to have a very soft, then I'm going to have a print, then I'm going to have a very soft, and then I'm going to do the print again. So with my repositionable tape, I am going to now just apply repositionable tape on my strip. And your first one is going to go flush to the end of your paper. So it's going to go right at the edge of your cardstock on both the side and the bottom. My next piece is going to go a 1/2 inch. The increments between the pieces are 1/2 inch. So a really easy way to do this is to take your ruler and to put it, my last strip ended at 11 inches. I want to be up at 10.5 for my next strip. And just have your ruler at the 10.5 inch mark on both sides. So you're 1.5 inches up from the bottom. And then 1.5 inches down from this side. Okay, and it's really, you can see where it just lines up, and it lines up right on your mat. And if you think it's just a little bit off, then just lift it and slightly move it down. Our next strip is going to be the 1-inch strip, but it's also going to be a 1/2 inch away from this last piece that we have. So I'm going to move my ruler up a 1/2 inch from the top of that one. And so this is at 9.5. And I'm going to have my paper at 9.5 on both edges. Just lift this one up, and that lines up directly at 9.5. And then we're ready for our last L, and that's going to be with the lighter paper as well. And it's really great to use your repositionable tape on this because you can really move it around if you don't think it's even. So this is going to be a 1/2 inch up from our last one, and it's going to be about the 8-inch mark. So we're 8 inches at the top and 8 inches to the side. And then just place your L strip. And you are done. Now, if you, there will be these little tails here. So just flip your paper over, and it's easier to cut off your tails on this side of the paper because I have the cardstock to just line it up to where I need to cut it. Whoops. That piece got stuck there. There we go. And you can now decide which way you want your L, which direction you want your L to be in. Do you want it to go in this direction, in this direction, in this direction? And you can also decide if you want to put this little 7x7 strip, this little square right here, and it really kind of finishes up the page a little bit. So I'm going to add that 7x7 strip. And that's going to go again right to the edge of the background paper. And as far as adding any mats or where you're going to place our pictures, I'm just going to show you some quick mats from, this is from the Mat Pack from that collection, Tropic Time. And this is just a suggestion of where you could add your mats. So you have a title, Sunshine is the Best Medicine. And here we go. Okay, so that would be a great spot for you to put your photos. So I hope you enjoyed today's Tuesday's tip. Tell me which page you like the best. This is sunshine and palm trees. This is spring. And this one is seashells. Okay, so sunshine and palm trees, spring, love, and seashells. So I hope you enjoyed Tuesday's tip. Please comment, that helps me a lot. I have over 60 videos on my YouTube channel, which is Bev DeBono Designs. Please subscribe and you'll know when I place new videos. And I hope you like it and see you next time. Bye-bye.